Hey guys, welcome to another review video. Today's review is going to be of the Sena GP10, which is also known as the Sena backpack, made for GoPro Hero 3 and GoPro Hero 4. So the first thing I want to go over is who this product is made for, and in my opinion, it's predominantly made for moto vloggers. And if you live under a rock and you're not familiar with what a moto vlogger is, it is someone who vlogs on their motorcycle. And the reason why I think it's predominantly made for moto vloggers is because there's basically one primary purpose for this product, and it's just to record your voice as well as anyone else's voice who you might be connected to with a Sena Bluetooth. So like I said in the beginning of the video, the Sena backpack is only compatible with the GoPro Hero 3 and the GoPro Hero 4. Doesn't matter if it's black or silver. So looking at the back of this GP10, you'll see three main buttons. The first at the top left is the on-off power switch. To the right of that is the microphone on and off switch, and at the bottom left you'll see a pairing button which obviously pairs the device to your other Sena products. Now the power button is pretty self-explanatory. It turns the device on and off. To the right of that, the microphone is actually an ambient microphone, meaning if the microphone is on, it will pick up all the ambient noise outside of this device, but if it's off, it will only pick up the voice through your microphone in your helmet. So obviously to turn the device on, you switch the power button down to on. It'll turn blue for a couple seconds and then it'll flash red 3 or 4 times. And then if it's not properly connected or not connected yet to any other device, it'll just stay a solid red. But if you do already have it paired to one of your Sena devices, it'll do the same thing, except instead of being a solid red, it'll be rapidly and intermittently flashing blue. This is how you know that you're actually connected to your Sena on your helmet. So once you're sure that you've got everything connected properly, your next step is to plug it into your GoPro. And it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a hinge on one side and then you just swing it around, plug it into the other side of the GoPro, and then you're going to connect the two with a little device. It has 2 mini USBs and they only go one way. It basically delivers the audio from the backpack into your GoPro, so now your voice is going to be in the video. And another cool thing about the Sena backpack is that it comes with a waterproof housing, so you don't have to compromise the waterproof capability of the camera or the Sena backpack itself. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Open the hinge, put the camera in, close it up. And that's basically what you need to know as far as how to use the Sena backpack. Now this thing also has an internal battery that usually lasts anywhere between 8 and 10 hours, depending if it's a straight 8 hours, or if you take some breaks, turn it off, turn it back on, you might actually be able to stretch it out to a full 10-hour day. So now we've come to the part of the review where I tell you my user experience and how I feel about the Sena backpack. First of all, the product is a great idea. The premise is super brilliant. The problem is, I just don't think Sena executed. When I'm riding with one other person, it's generally pretty easy to set up, but if I'm riding with 2 or maybe 3 other people, so there's a total of 4 of us, this thing is an absolute nightmare trying to actually get to work right. And I've read the manual like 100 times, tried to interpret it 10 different ways, and doesn't matter how we set this up. If I'm riding with 3 people, it seems like 90% of the time the status light will just stay at a solid red, meaning that it's not properly connected and it's not going to be recording our conversation. I thought that maybe I might not have the latest firmware, which happened to be the case, so I went ahead and updated the firmware, and it did not solve my problem. And Sena only made one version of the Sena backpack. There is no GP20 or GP30 or any continuation of the Sena backpack because it's such a small market that Sena doesn't need to continue the product line of the Sena backpack. So if you're a moto vlogger and you ride with other people who also have a Sena Bluetooth and you're all connected and you want everyone's voices to be in the video, this is your only option with Sena. Now I want to talk about audio quality. There's actually 2 modes with the Sena backpack. The first mode is if you ride solo. It has a mode called UHD, which is obviously ultra high definition, and the audio is not bad. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not the best. It's nothing like what you're hearing now as far as the vocal quality, but it's a lot better than if you were to ride with one or more people. So if you were riding with a buddy or two and you use the Sena backpack, the quality of the audio drops significantly and it's extremely noticeable. I'll actually play you 2 clips, one when I'm riding solo in UHD mode, and then one when I'm riding with one or more people where that's not UHD mode.
Yeah. Shout out to Maxxis, man, for making a real solid dirt tire for this Grom. There's no way, aside from lifting the bike up and carrying it, that this bike would have made it up that hill.
We've missed out on at least 1 or 2 days because for some reason the Sena backpack that records all of our interactions and conversations has not been cooperating with us, and we've got footage but no audio for it, so I've been one very frustrated boy.
So you can definitely tell the difference in audio quality. So a good thing about the Sena backpack is that you're not limited to what kind of Sena Bluetooth device that you're using on your helmet. Whether you have a super old and cheaper SMH10, or if you're using the newer and expensive 30K, they both work the same with the Sena backpack. Now with that being said, you obviously do have a slight advantage in audio quality when you use something like the 30K versus like the SMH10. So what are my final thoughts on the Sena GP10 backpack for the GoPro? You can get one on Amazon for $100, and I'll leave a link in the description if you did want to buy one. Now there's a bunch of different ways that you can record your voice when you're motovlogging, and on paper this should definitely be the easiest way to do it, but truth of the matter is it just isn't. I can't tell you the number of times that I've factory reset this thing and repaired it according to the manual and it still gave me problems. I've lost so much ride time just standing in the driveway trying to figure this thing out, to the point where I'm just like, you wanna know what, we're just not gonna record today. So Sena, I love you, but I'm very disappointed in the Sena GP10 backpack. If there was any other competitive product that worked the same way as this, but actually worked, I would probably throw the Sena backpack away because I have so many problems with it. There's even been times when it was flashing blue and it still didn't record our voice, so it's really just like a roll of the dice whether this thing's gonna work or not. Maybe I got a faulty device, I don't know, but as it stands, I'm gonna give this thing a thumbs down. But hey, that's going to conclude this video. If it helped you out at all, please give it a like and consider subscribing for some more motorcycle related content. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'm John.com, and I'll catch you in the next video.